well, I'll be dang. I just called Elmer, and Elmer's gonna go fishing with me today, finally. You know, me and Elmer, like I've mentioned in my previous videos, we're like bread and butter, me and old Elmo is. We've been through a lot through the years, growed up together, and but Elmo, he don't like to be filmed. Let's just go ahead and break it down, you know, where it needs to be. He don't like to be filmed. He's a real shy individual, keeps that old snuff in his mouth all the time, you know. Like, I try to act like Elmo because he tickles me to death. He's just an old country boy, loves to fish. But he's finally going to be able to go fishing with me from the bank. I told him about them big white crappie I caught. But now Elmo, me and Elmo's so tight on it that, you know, Elmo in the last few years has developed a lot of old long hair on the back of his neck. Some of them's turning gray because me and Elmo were getting old. I balded it, but now I don't care. I've been balded since I was about 25 years old, so it don't matter to me. But now Elmo's got old long hair on the back of his neck. He's got a long neck anyway, and it looks funny because they're in the back and even coming out the side now. And I'm the type of person that wants to tell him. When I get something on my mind, I have to act. I've always been that way. I have to do it. I'd like to cut that old long hair off the back of his neck, but I'm kind of scared to tell him about it now. But I don't know what's going to happen, but he's going to meet me up here. I'm going to talk to him. I hope we catch some fish, but we're going to give her a try anyway. We'll see you on the water. Oh, floats under. Oh my goodness. They're still here, Elmo, even after all this bad weather. That's a good fish right there. Let's really fighting. I mean, this fish is fighting. I just like to take my time. Now, I've got the limberest rod that I own right now. It's an old Shakespeare rod. I've had it for 20 years. Exactly, 20 years just about it. Or close to it. Okay, let's get that fish on in here. It's a white crappie. Okay. Even after that bad weather, they're still here around these rocks. Okay. There we go, Elmo. That's number one. That's a beautiful fish right there. I'm going to measure some of these fish because I've got a viewer, or several viewers wanted me to measure a few out. Right here, we're going to put him on the Strike Zone Gator Grip. Right here. I'm going to touch his bottom lip there. That fish is almost 13 inches. So that's a pretty good fish. Let's let her go. Okay. Put us another minnow on here. See what we can do. I'm just going to use the same minnow. I believe I can catch another one with it. Let's just see what we can do. I'm fishing about 2.5 feet deep this morning. About 6 foot from the rocks. And there's another strike. See what we got. Another crappie. This is a small one. You can see that rod bending. It's a limber rod. And I'm using a Ted Williams reel. This reel, I don't have any idea how old it is, but I collect reels. It's in great shape. The reel, there's a fish. They're about, I'm going to say 10.5 inches, but the reel is made in Italy. And Ted Williams, from what I understand, used to be a great fisherman and good reel maker. But the drag systems on these older reels, I've noticed, they're not near as smooth as our modern reels. So if I hook a big fish, I'll back reel. I've got the drag set tight with this 4-pound line, and I'll just back reel, because crappie's not a real quick fish as far as speed. Let's make another cast in there in the same location. Elmer, my dead wing float's gone. Ugh. Golly, Mom. That's why there's a crappie on it. That fish is pulling. They're mean this time of year. Alright. Let's get him up here. Got him hooked pretty good there. That's a black crappie. We'll measure him. He's not real big, but he's pretty. Pretty fish. Let's put him on the scale. He is 11 7/8. So that's a pretty good fish. Let's let him go. Let him get bigger. Okay. We're after a great big one, of course, if we can catch them. Me and Elmo likes to catch big ones. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do. Let me show y'all how I hook a minnow. If I can hold him. Now, there's a lot of different ways. This is just my personal opinion. I only state opinions on my show here. But I go through his mouth. If he'll open it. Open your mouth. Yeah. He's wanting to be difficult. Through his mouth. I'm trying, folks. But I go through his mouth and go through the nostril. Just like that. I believe they live longer. It doesn't hurt them. They swim better. But that's just a personal opinion. Let's throw back about in the same spot. Let's see if there's another crappie there. Now that crappie hit real close to the rocks. So now I know that I can't really fish too close to the rocks. Let's see if there's another one at home. There it goes. Oh. Oh, now you talking about pulling. Back reeling this old reel. It don't have a real good drag, but it's a good reel. Looks like a white crappie. Yeah. Okay, looks like she's hooked pretty good. Okay. Alright. That's a pretty good fish. Right there, here on Guntersville Lake. Look how pretty. Big mouth. A white crappie has a lot bigger mouth than a black crappie. That's another characteristic. Yeah, right in the roof of the mouth. Alright, let's see what she measures. Let me get her up here where we can see here. Okay. Not a real big one, but it's a good fish. Quit. Alright, that fish is There it is, 13 5/8. So that's a pretty good fish. Alright, let's let her go. That's not what I consider a slab, but it's a good crappie. Let's try that again there, Elmer. Oh, Elmer, he likes to catch fish too. That float's gone. Oh. What do we got here? Elmo, that fish is fat. Fighting real good. Crappie. Darn good crappie too. It's a black crappie. Let's get him in here before the rain hits. It's a good fish right there. There he is. Yeah, folks, that's a black crappie. I've been catching mainly white crappie. Now that's a female black crappie. I can tell because of her light color, okay? And you can tell right here she's real fat. She's fat with eggs. That's a good fish. My measuring stick is way down the bank over there, but I'm gonna say that fish is probably 12.5 inches long. Okay, we're gonna release her, let her spawn. We'll just put her right back. Let her swim back. Alright. Good fishing off the bank. That's something anybody can do. You don't have to have a boat to catch fish, especially this time of year. March, April. Great time to fish. Let's put us another minnow on and we'll try it a while longer. Floats under. Yep. Mr. Crappie. Mr. Crappie. It ain't a very big fish. I'm glad I moved over here to the other part of the lake though, because I was having a lot of trouble catching them fish over there on the other end. And got that one right in the roof of the mouth. That's where you want to get them. That's probably about a 10-inch crappie, probably. Keeper. Let's let him go. Pretty fish. They're all pretty to me. I've done said that before. But what I'm doing right here is moving down these rocks. On foot, folks. Something that anybody can do. If you don't have a boat, March and April are the top months for crappie. Just move down the bank, fish with some minnows, and you'll pick them up like that. It's an old-fashioned way of fishing. It's the way I started off fishing, but it's a productive way to fish. Okay, let's catch us another one if we can get this tangle out. There he goes. Oh, good fish. That's a good crappie right here. Or a pretty good crappie. Look at that rod bend. That little light rod. Alright, let's land him. That's a good fish right there. Okay, folks. Elmer missed it again. Alright, folks, that's the last fish of the day. I've had a lot of fun walking the banks, fishing with minnows under a float. Me and Elmer's gonna go now because remember, go fishing when you can, okay? Because it's good for you.